Chapter 4 Lewis Saturday, 24th July 2010. It was almost 3 o'clock in the morning and we had been driving around for hours. Henry's words had been swimming around my head since he received the phone call from his mom. Summer's missing. Missing? Summer didn't go missing. My brother Theo was driving slowly through the streets. It was pitch black out and the dim streetlights barely lit up after the fucking ground below them. We could have missed her 1,000 times because we couldn't see, but I couldn't go home and do nothing. Lewis, you okay? Theo asked. That stupid question was shot at me about every 10 minutes. Of course I'm not fucking okay. No, I mumbled in reply. Where was she? Summer didn't run off. She wasn't the type of person to run from anything. She was strong-willed and stubborn. She always stayed and sorted any problem out as soon as it happened. That was the reason we never argued for more than a few minutes. She wouldn't let it go on for long. We'll find her soon, bro. Yeah, I agree with him. But I wasn't so sure. I hoped we would more than anything, but there was a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that told me something had happened. I didn't ever want anything to happen to her. She could be anywhere by now. It had been over 7 hours since she disappeared, and there wasn't one trace of her so far. Summer wouldn't run off, Theo said. My heart dropped. That's what I'm afraid of. She wouldn't run off, so someone must have her or done something to her. Don't do that, Lewis. We don't know anything yet. I didn't know. That was true. But I did know Summer. Do you want to carry on and go into the town or turn back and go the other way? Other way. Carrie said she had gone left at the social club. We had checked there before coming this way, but we could have missed something. The police had people out looking around the area where she was last seen, but because she hadn't been missing over 24 hours yet, they were reluctant to put too many officers onto it. Apparently, a load of neighbors had started their own search and were going door to door, hoping that someone would have seen something. Everyone except Summer's mom, Dawn, were out looking for Summer. Dawn was told to stay home in case Summer turned up or called. I pulled my phone out of my pocket and checked it for the millionth time. No missed calls. I saw it and held down number 2 to speed dial Summer's phone again. It started to ring and I held my breath. Please answer, Sum. My heart dropped when it went to her voicemail. Babe, please call me back as soon as you get this. I just need to know you're okay. I'm going crazy. Love you, Summer. I hung up and clenched my phone in my hand. This is bad. We drove through the night and into the next morning. My eyes stung where I was so tired. As soon as the shops opened, Theo bought some food and energy drinks. I hadn't been home or to Summers since we got the call from at the nightclub. I'll pull over here and we can check the back fields in the park by foot, I told Theo. He nodded, stuffing the last of his sausage roll into his mouth. You sure you don't want to eat anything? I shook my head as I pulled up in the car beside the church. Not hungry. Let's try and park first. He nodded and got out of the car. I walked off ahead. Summer, I called out. Of course she wasn't going to be here. If she were, she would have been found by now. Come on, Theo shouted. Theo, I shouted over my shoulder. He didn't seem to have the urgency I had, but then he wasn't in love with her. With every passing minute she was missing, I was lost. My stomach felt as if it were turning over and over, and that sick feeling wasn't going anywhere. Lewis, Theo shouted, what about down here? I looked to where he was pointing, the overgrown footpath that ran beside the park and across between acres of farmland and fields. I nodded and walked over to the gate. The park had been searched a lot. The overgrown path would have been searched thoroughly enough in the dark. Anything? I asked Dawn as I walked through the door after Theo. We had found nothing, no trace at all. She shook her head and whispered no. Her eyes were bloody-shot and puffy, the remains of smudged makeup stains of her cheeks. The police are starting a proper search today, though. They'll find her. She nodded, her head as if she were telling herself that, convincing herself. Right, I'm going in, Summer's dad, Mark, announced. He stopped as he saw me. Oh, Lewis, nothing? I shook my head. It was as if she had just vanished. Mark sighed. I'll be back later, he replied, and gave Dawn a brief kiss on the cheek. Are you hungry? Dawn asked, staring into space. Your mom's making food, I don't know what. Thanks, Dawn, Theo said. Why don't we go into the kitchen? He led her through as if he was taking care of a young child. I didn't want to hang around. I just wanted to find out what the plan was and get back out there. Us sitting around eating wasn't going to get Summer back. Theo, Lewis, my mom, Emma, gushed, throwing a tea towel down. Sit. I shook my head. I didn't want to know what I would be doing. Is someone coming to sort a proper search out? Surely the police had a plan rather than just sending everyone out looking randomly. They've already been, sweetheart, Mom replied. They're starting with a thorough search of the area they believe Summer was last. How do they know that, though? Know what? Where she was last seen? Mom shrugged. I'm not sure. A combination of the direction she went in and where a young girl would go. How long it was before Carrie called Summer and noticed she wasn't answering. To work out how far she was away. She was likely to be. I don't know exactly. So they're just guessing. They don't even know Summer and they're guessing where she would likely go to look for her fucking friend. Lewis, calm down, Theo ordered. No, fuck this. Who the hell were they to decide that? They didn't have a clue, and now Summer could be anywhere if she didn't magically go the way some profile said she was likely to. They were concentrating a search on a small area where she might have been yesterday. I stormed out of the house. I didn't know where I was going, but I had to get out. My girlfriend was missing, and I had no clue where she was or how to find her. And it didn't seem like the police had the slightest clue where to start either. Lewis, Theo shouted. I heard his footsteps getting louder, so I knew he was following me. Wait up. He grabbed the top of my arm and swung me around. You can't just go running off. Look, I'm going to the village hall. That's where the search is based. Come with me and we can ask as many questions as you have before we get back out there. I sighed and ran my hand over my face. Theo, what if she's dead? Don't, she's fine. You don't know that, I explained. My heart was racing. It's been hours and no one's heard from her. She never goes off and Lewis, stop. This isn't helping Summer. She needs you. So quit the bullshit and do something to help her. He's right. I nodded. My eyes stung, but I refused to cry. I needed to be strong for her. and falling apart now wouldn't get her back. You're right. I sighed and my head dropped. I just can't lose her, I whispered. As cheesy as it sounds, my biggest fear was losing Summer in any way. I loved her more than anything in the world. To me, she was perfect. You won't lose her, but you have to stop this shit now. Let's go then. Theo smiled and unlocked his car. Here. He handed me something wrapped up in a sheet of kitchen roll. A bacon bagel. Eat. I got in the passenger side and forced myself to eat. Every bite made me want to hurl, but Theo was right. Summer needed me and I needed to be strong for her. She's okay, isn't she? Theo nodded. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. He didn't think she was fine now, but she would be when we found her? Where was she? I should be able to tell. I loved her so much, I just don't know what was wrong. What do you think has happened? Lewis, don't do that. You'll drive yourself crazy. It was too late for that. Okay, we're here. Theo mumbled under his breath and pulled into a tight parking space, the only one left. The place was full. Were all those people here to help us? I got out and walked in the village hall. When I walked into that room, with all the search-related maps and whatever else they had found, it would be real, too real. I gulped and followed Theo through the door. The main hall was heaving with people. Right at the front was a long table stacked with maps and high visibility vests. A picture of Summer was pinned to the board beside the table. My heart dropped into my stomach. I took a deep breath and walked towards the police officers. Above Summer's picture were the words, "Missing 16-year-old Summer Robertson."